Just had a man pick me up for a date. He asked me if I was a man in the car. I said yes. This man turns around and takes me back home. Now, this is a very prime example of somewhat fragile masculinity, but also dishonesty. Not on my end, but on the end of the suitor. I met him last Friday at a club when I was out with my girlfriends. At some point, we duck off, we're talking, we're chatting, we're dancing, we're like really having a good time. We're throwing banter back and forth, we're being flirty, all these things. Mind you, I'm flat-chested as fuck. I am not a woman. I'm just a very beautiful man. Proceeds to kiss me, XYZ, right? Has been texting me every day since last Friday when I gave him my number. He proceeds to tell me in the car, I don't really know how to ask this, or, I really just don't know how to bring this up, but are you a man? And I looked at him and I was like, yes, I am. I'm just a very feminine man. He pulls over and he's like, I just want to sit over and just like kind of talk about this for a second. I've never been in this position before, so I'm just like not really sure how to handle it. I had an inkling of a thought, but I didn't want to ask you and you be offended if you were not. However, it's just not something that I'm into particularly. And I think that's part of a bigger conversation as it relates to Black men being interested in just feminine energy, period. He proceeded to apologize and he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just felt like I needed to get this off my chest and at least just ask. But if I'm being honest, I was just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. No harm, no foul. It's all good. He's like, is it okay if I just, turn around and take you back home? I'm like, absolutely. Yes, please. We sat there in silence as he did a U-turn and literally dropped me back off. But it goes to show that sexuality truly is a spectrum. And while people may not be into whatever parts people have or whatever the case may be, people are just attracted to energy, period. Which is okay. That's totally fine. I completely respect that. I'm not one of those gays that are like, I'm going to go get the trade and do this, that, and the third. That's really not my vibe. And if you are, pop off queen, do your big one. But I guess my biggest problem is if you had an inkling of a thought or you felt any type of way, you should have quite literally just asked and been honest from the very beginning. Here, I spent an hour and a half getting ready for a date, not really into it, but I was open to, just seeing what happens, what would, transpire out of the whole situation. And yet, here we are. Now, this is a first for me. I've never had this happen to me before. This is something new to me. I'm not humbled in the slightest because I'm a bad bitch. Look at me. Hello. And I know this is not in vain. I know that God has a partner for me out in the world, wherever he may be. But that shit was crazy as fuck. And for my theys, my girls, my dolls out there in the world, y'all be safe out there. Truly just be safe. Because for a slight moment in time, I was actually kind of scared for a minute. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Because I've quite literally never experienced anything like this before. Oh my God, I'm kind of floored. But anyway, on to the next, babes. That's fine. To Mr. Sir, good luck to you. And yeah, I don't know, y'all. It's just so funny. I'm literally just sitting here in silence, oh my God, I need to talk to someone about this. But anyway, okay. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm confused here. Why are you shaming his masculinity for not doing what you wanted? The guy was kind enough to stop the car and ask you nicely. He didn't even think of just disappearing or hating you. He asked if he could take you home. Is this where now it has come to, where now we are shaming people for for not dating LGBTQ people? You have a choice. And that man also has choice. He has a choice. to choose you or not. He has a choice to date women. He has a choice not to date trans women, and that's fine. I think this is just a way of seeking attention, because there's no way you are bringing this to the internet hoping to get sympathy or hoping to get, I think, support of, I don't know, other women or trans people to bash men, because there's no issue here. You were texting, the guy wasn't sure probably, and he thought, let me ask. Or let me ask you, why didn't you disclose that from the get-go? So that you are helping yourself and also you are helping the guy. If it's something you want, you continue. He has a choice to decline your love. No matter how pure your intentions are, he has a choice to say, you know what, this is not what I want. And this guy said, I don't do this. Is it okay if I take you home to your place? You agreed. And the next thing is running to the internet, labeling this guy, shaming his masculinity. Where is shame? Have some shame. There's no way you can excuse this behavior. Some people end up getting hate because of the hate that people have. But here, there's no problem. He was kind, transparent. What do people want, actually? This is crazy. This is crazy. We have to do better. We have to do better. And it's good that people are calling you out in the comment section, because this is horrendous.
Sir, what is the fucking problem? He asked you, were you a man? You say yes. He proceeds to take you home. Didn't beat you up. Didn't cuss you out. He turned his car around and took you the fuck home, and you still complaining. So because he doesn't want to talk to somebody who has a Johnson & Johnson between their legs, you're upset about that. Oh, he knew I was a man because I'm flat-chested when we met in the club. You know how many women got a flat chest? Whether he knew, he asked you. Long story short, he asked you were you a man. You said yes, and he took you home. There should be no, you shouldn't even made that video. What was that for? Go talk to a man who likes men. There's plenty of men out there who like men. Why you don't go find one of them?
He asked me if I was a man in the car. I said yes.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought maybe you should have disclosed it. Y'all were texting, but you never talked on the phone. So that's kind of weird to me too, because you never mentioned that you talked on the phone, but you said that y'all were texting back and forth. So I think if he would have heard your voice, he probably would have picked up that you were a man. In that club that night, I'm sure the music was loud. Had cocktails was flowing. I already know. And then the fact that you are a beautiful man. You are a beautiful man. And honestly, at first glance, I'm like, oh, okay. And then when you said, oh, I'm a man, okay, yeah. But I'm thinking in a club setting and the vibe is right. Cool, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then when he got to you in daylight, and he didn't want to be rude. I think that's why he even started, you got in the car and y'all started driving, because I think he was wrestling with how he was going to do this, because he knew he was not going to be able to see it through. And honestly, you got to respect that. This ain't nothing about no male energy and female energy, baby. This is just, he thought you was one thing and you ended up not being, which happens in the straight world all the time. Like, you can meet a man or a woman and you think that they're one thing and then they turn out to be something totally different. So don't make this a thing. This is your male ego kicking in, is what it is. Your male ego is telling you that you didn't like that. That felt like you said you a bad bitch. The thing is that you are whatever you say you are. You know what I'm saying? Now that's what you say you are. That don't mean everybody else say that. Okay? So I think we got to get away from that kind of shit. Like, who gives a fuck what somebody else says about you and who says who you are? I think we be too caught up in it. Like, it's like someone's acceptance, hinders whether or not you can actually be who you say you are. And that's simply not the answer.